if anybody's got a problem with this shutdown, it's because either, and I'm going to say it, you're stupid, you're underclassed, you're low IQ, or you need to just shut the fuck up.
Why are taxes still coming out of my check if no one's getting paid and y'all shut down?
Welcome back to During Business Hours. Here's our week in a nutshell. Fucking enjoy, or don't. How was your week?
I've been sick. It's miserable.
Yeah. So we're going to give a breakdown. Baby daddy shows up, visiting the town, drop of a hat. Hey, we're showing up. The week before, we have guests showing up for a week. We deal with that. 4 days. Not a big deal. Just the inconvenience of driving 800 miles additional. And the occasional, like, well, you're only here for a short time. You don't have to make an impression on the 9-year-old for a lifetime.
Just make a memory.
Make a memory. It's always hard. Then there's work. Driving 400 miles a day. 200 miles a day. God, it feels like 4. Then we all get struck with a cold. And I'm telling you, with all the EBT shit in America, you would think that Hurricane Melissa and EBT storm coming November 1st couldn't be as bad as the winter flu. But no, I'm here to tell you the winter flu is worse. Y'all need to shut up about your food stamps and start getting your shots and immunizations, because this shit has wrecked the entire house.
I don't know about that.
I'm just a big baby when I get sick. But you see that the EBT is running out November 1st?
I did see that.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen memes like this?
I just woke up. I got an email from EBT. I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids. And we not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I got to work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They got to help me feed my fucking kids. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this fucking time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the fuck out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss. What the fuck I look like working when the government is here to help? Come on. Y'all send all that money to Iraq, Ukraine. Y'all funding all these wars. But when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to fucking help us? I need my fucking EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my fucking EBT. Stop fucking playing with me, yo.
Or like this.
Donald motherfucking Orange Man J. Trump. I'm gonna tell you just like this. What the fuck you mean? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you just like this, on Jesus Lamar motherfucking Christ. I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid. Baby, you want to see a human motherfucking bulldozer, baby? Because that's what the fuck I'm going to turn into. If you think you going to stop me from leaving out that goddamn store with my motherfucking monthly groceries that I get every goddamn month, I ain't bothering no goddamn body, okay? Why the fuck is y'all bothering me and my goddamn food? I'm just so tired of his big back, bald head, cradle cap having ass. Shaped like a motherfucking penguin any motherfucking way, albino motherfucking walrus looking ass. I'm sick of him. Like, it's gonna be an episode of goddamn Snap if y'all turn them goddamn Snap benefits off, I can tell you that.
It's running rampant everywhere. Everyone thinks that the EBT running out is going to be the end of days. That it's going to shoot Walmart stock, through the roof, because everyone's going to have to spend more real money, like EBT wasn't real money. Or it'll destroy the economy in local towns.
I expect I need to get better in like the next 17 hours because I feel like I should go grocery shopping ahead of time because I anticipate mass robbery.
Yeah, that's what everyone keeps threatening. I saw somebody today threaten children on my birthday that if white children dress up as ICE agents, that's kind of dirty. No matter age, it's faded on sight.
That's crazy.
It was a black man. That piece of shit, regardless of race, if you threaten children, I don't care what they dress up as. They could dress up as KKK members. You lay hands on kids.
Yeah, that's the parent problem.
Yeah, it's a parent problem. You lay hands on the kids, you deserve to die. Flat out. I'll say that to the entire world. I don't care what kids do. They say stupid things, they do stupid things, but they are like a ball of clay. They roll and absorb and shape and re-roll, reabsorb, reshape. I said dumb things when I was young.
Yeah.
And
Like our kids picked their costume, but it was ultimately our decision to purchase said costume. We could have put them in whatever we felt like putting them in.
Exactly. Same goes for the kids that are cross-dressing this year. Parents definitely have a say in that. I'm absolutely against making your kids cross-dress for a political statement or any statement because you feel better about your life.
I haven't been doom scrolling as actively in the last week because of said cold.
It's a good reset. So
I have bare bones knowledge of the chaos outside of this house.
I think the dumbest shit is there was a woman who kicked a New York police person who was in pursuing of somebody doing their job, and she was holding groceries and shopping bags, and she goes to kick the cop, like trip him. She gets arrested. What do you think her first reaction is?
Scream, crying.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing. Like, bitch, what? It's on camera.
Yeah, you can't
tell me you didn't just do some dumb shit that wasn't on camera.
There is consequences for doing that to a person who's not in uniform. So why would that? You kicked the cuffs.
All these, and everyone's probably familiar with the guy who was trying to say that it was the American taxpayers that are paying these, EBT, that it's our jobs as taxpayers to pay. He was the most viral first one that was really ignorant. It sounds like he's from Jersey, but it's our job to pay for your EBT because we work and you can't because you're too lazy to.
I think my laziest opinion with the government shutdown is I'm sure there is a valid reason for this. I'm sure there is, but my favorite joke at the time is, why are taxes still coming out of my check if no one's getting paid and y'all shut down?
I feel like it's one of those times where a customer gets billed for something that's not actually there in order to pad the coffers or the till.
Yeah, it'll be of use at some point in the near future.
That's what they say. There's a surplus this quarter. But in reality, they're just spending that shit willy-nilly because from what I hear, the shutdown is because, AOC and or somebody else. This is not my words. I didn't do the research on this one, but I saw a video of a senator going over all the things that AOC wanted to keep the shutdown going for. Trans services.
Now, who gave you this tidbit of information?
It was on Twitter. I'll find it.
But was it a random user?
The House Speaker. Republican, of course. But I'm going to find the clip real quick so I can be as accurate as possible.
Want you to take some stuff out of the budget that we think is wasteful, and we did, and that upset the Congresswoman. She's entitled to be upset if she wants to, but that really upset the socialist wing of the party. And so we took out, and here's what they want us to put back in. We found that under President Biden, they were spending $3 million for circumcisions and vasectomies in Zambia.
Okay.
In Zambia, I will charge $25 a pop. It'll be sterile, and I'll start chopping PPs left and right. Give me $3 million fucking dollars, and I'll get it all done. $3 million? I could afford a mobile van, fully kitted, do all of Zambia in like 3 weeks, and still have a profit. What the fuck do they need $3 million to fund like tiny programs? And how many do you think? That's just $3 million. Let's go to the next one.
We took that out.
Sure as
the
shit.
Congresswoman says, we're going to shut down government till you put that back in.
All natural in Zambia.
We found $500,000 of American taxpayer money for electric buses in Rwanda.
What the fuck does Rwanda need electric buses
think of
for?
all the money they could put back towards either our veterans or our Social Security recipients.
I'm sorry, I don't need them. I don't even get dental with my VA benefits. What the fuck do you mean? Why would I need oral mouth care? Emergency services aren't covered. It takes in Oklahoma, California was really good about VA, but in Oklahoma, it takes me 6 weeks to get a recommendation as long as I go to 2 appointments to a dermatologist for my psoriasis. If at all, like I was 15 minutes late, canceled the recommendation. Got to go back again for another 6 weeks, which is on wait for another 6 weeks because I can't just get in. So now it's another 12 weeks. At that point, you say, fuck it. And this is what they do to try and push people out because they say they're over budget or overmanaged or undermanaged, overbooked. And here, when you go to the pharmacy to pick something up, there's only 2 people for probably 10,000 people a weekend. What the fuck?
1 tech, 1 pharmacist.
That's crazy. And even the primary care here has 1 doctor on call and like 4 nurses to handle phones. Replace the fucking nurses with AI. Pay me $100,000, I'll set the AI up.
Can't replace a nurse with AI, but
the on call that just sit there and answer
phone
stupid.
answering lady?
Yeah, I'll make you a phone answering machine that'll be next to human. I got John Cena in my motherfucking glasses.
Yeah.
Thanks to my wife who bought me Meta glasses.
It'll probably be many, many years before that happens because I imagine if you dropped that in a doctor's office today, you'd end up
there'll be bumps and
basically
bruises.
with WebMD. You're going to, I got the sniffles and the next thing you know, you got back cancer. You've never Googled your symptoms on WebMD?
I have. I've never gotten there. I don't know how women do this. I feel like it's 99% women that do the I'm dying of cancer thing. But let's get back to...
We found $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups
Where
for
do I
male
sign up?
prostitutes
Oh, never mind.
in Haiti.
Oh, never mind.
In fucking Haiti, $3.6 million for male prostitutes, dance classes, and cooking groups.
So my question here, because I've heard a couple of Republican Congress people make similar claims about it's the Democrats and they want to put money in places it doesn't, whatever.
Yeah, hold on.
Have any of the Democrats called anybody a liar on that?
No.
Wow.
Because these are factual things that they have to file. So there's paper to go along with these statements. So this is true. We know these things are true because their excuse is that this is for what they are requesting, what they're spending the money on, but they're requesting it as aid. So why should we be concerned? We shut down USAID for stupid shit like this, and now they're trying to funnel it into the U.S. budget for 2026. And that's what this shutdown is all about, is the U.S. budget of 2026, right?
Yeah.
So why is it not the United States budget primarily? If anybody's got a problem with this shutdown, it's because either, and I'm going to say it, you're stupid, you're underclassed, you're low IQ, or you need to just shut the fuck up.
I think it's crazy because shutting down over whether or not other countries get money is wild.
Yeah.
Open it back up and table that discussion.
They can't because they have to come to an agreement before they'll vote. So we'll finish this and I'll go through it all and you can tell me if there's anything that stands out.
I kid you not. I'm not making this up. That was in the budget under President Biden. We took it out. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez in the socialist wing, the loon wing of the Democratic Party, says we're going to shut down government until you put it back in. I'll just read you a few more that we took out. They are demanding we put back in. $6 million for media organizations for the Palestinians. $833,000 for transgender people in Nepal. $300,000 for a pride parade in Lesotho. $882,000 for social media and mentorship in Serbia. $4.2 million. We took it out. The Congresswoman and the socialist wing of their party says we got to put that back in for the open government. $4.2 million for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people in the Western Balkans and Uganda. I could spend the rest of the afternoon here. We took all that out. It upset Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. It upset the socialist wing of her party. And now that wing of her party and the Congresswoman are threatening all other Democrats and saying, you've got to shut that government down until we get what we want. And part of what they want is to add this kind of stuff.
So I'm going to say that's not everything. It's not like this is all they want.
Right.
But this is a mind-boggling amount of the shit that they want to throw back in because it's aid to somebody else. So if I'm saying I want $4 million so that I can go and help people's end of life and be an angel of mercy in places like Uganda or Serbia, can I get a government contract for that just to go and kill people?
Maybe not
Because
right
they
now,
look
but
they look sick.
Try again tomorrow.
Well, if it was under Biden, they probably would have approved it. Damn it. Like, that's a missed opportunity. I'll regret that for the rest of my life.
Oh my gosh.
That I couldn't go petition the government to legally kill people in other countries for profit. That's what I think. You're all fucking stupid. I've been having arguments with people all week over this shit. And I'm like, look at why. And then tell me it's not just because you hate Trump. I dislike Trump's little shit he's doing right now. I understand. I'm not a big Trump supporter at the moment. I'm not saying I won't be next week. He may do something that I like. Currently, I think he's in the wrong path. Great. Here you go. But don't tell me that he's at fault for this. Congress holds the fucking purse. They're the ones causing this. Trump's big bad shit isn't the one who's like, oh, we're keeping it shut down. It's because us as taxpayers don't want to do this shit anymore. People who actually pay taxes. If you're on EBT and SNAP benefits, you're not paying fucking taxes. My taxes are paying you. So eat the food and shut the fuck up until you get no more food. Then stand up.
It's not necessarily
nice.
Accurate. I've worked and still qualified for food stamps.
Well, yeah. But when we were on food stamps, I never would have bitched that I was entitled to my food stamps for somebody else working. Never.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah. It's low life fucking disgusting. I don't care if you got 9 kids. You got an opportunity with those 9 kids because one's got to be 9 at least. Hopefully. That some family member can watch them for 2 hours a day, twice a week, so you can get your hours in so that EBT is now valid.
School too.
What about school? Because apparently a lot of them are homeschooled. That's the argument on TikTok is that, well, what if they're homeschooled? A lot of us are homeschooled. And I saw another clip that a woman from Haiti that doesn't shower, her 4 kids live in the living room. They pray to a god in the bathroom.
I stay out of Haitian business.
And it's the CPS knocked on her door, basically threatening to take the kids because the kids were in a very unhealthy situation. There was bugs, everything. Her food is outside, just mildew, mold.
I stay out of Haitian business.
I get that. But the kids were just running around the whole complex naked, basically. Filthy. And then acted like she was the victim because she had to be home with her kids. And I'm like, where's your family? Oh, even if they're a migrant and they're the only one, there are programs to help you. This is what our tax dollars pay for. There are programs.
I heard they have a couple of friends that migrated to Utah. Don't know why, but that's whatever. That's not the point. Point being, I don't know if this is expanded outside of Utah, but for sure Utah lawmakers are taking funds out of like the subsidized daycares and stuff. They're not getting funding. So that's just, another drop in the bucket for families, especially coming up on the holiday season.
Holidays have never been nice. Nobody is ever flush during the holidays. It's either stress, money, food, something, family.
Something.
There's always something. Holidays are a stressful time. They try and doll it up with all this festivity. And like the reason I think that the card companies created all of this to sell more cards or whatever the conspiracy was, is to inject happiness because winters are cold and they're brutal. In all of history, it has been a sad and hardship time for Americans and people in general.
Right.
So the goal is to get people together to remind each other of the happiness, of the joy, of be thankful,
I guess.
Be merry.
I have a more pessimistic outlook, especially in regards to required gift-giving holidays.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving I like, not for the history of it, but for the idea that it's celebrated by just having a good ass dinner with your friends and family.
Yeah,
That's
to be thankful of the people and things in your life.
right. Come over and have a good ass dinner with me anytime. But yeah. Christmas, I don't like Christmas. I got many reasons why I don't, but I hate feeling
forced,
obligated to buy presents. I would much rather receive a gift from you on March 3rd because you happen to be in the store and you're like, I've heard Leslie mention this. Let me grab it. That would mean a lot more to me than like, oh, the calendar says I got to come up with something.
You know, I think the last time I bought just a gift for somebody, I think Alex, I bought him a VR. Guy, I'd barely known him at the time, but now I'd say we're decent friends. We've still maintained contact and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, you know what, this is going to really, I think this will help this person in a way. Like, here's some enjoyment and happiness in this. And I feel like he does to this day. Here you go. I bought you a VR. Not the financial amount of this thing, but like, here, man, happy birthday, whatever it was. I can't remember what the gift was for.
Yeah.
I think it was Christmas. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to buy this guy something nice. Seemed like he was down.
Yeah.
And a great friend to this day. But it just reminded me. I don't find it to be like the gift giving of Merry Christmas. Like, sure, I like getting people stuff, but it's the reminder to be merry, be happy, have a happy moment. I love that about Christmas, whether it's on Christmas or not. I feel like everyone is just so negative over, like, there is going to be a global attack November 1st, which is the day after my birthday.
I feel like
over EBT and SNAP benefits, because there are so many dirtbags that are so used to having these benefits. And I say this as a person who has abused EBT specifically. And I stayed on it longer than I probably should have. But, you know, mid-20s, broke, didn't got a lot of money, you know, trying to work here and there, in between, definitely below the livable
living
wage.
life felt more important than being a productive member of society.
Fuck yeah. And I didn't buy all the Reese's and soda that everyone bought on it. I bought a couple of energy drinks, sure. A couple of Slurpees. Because we could get Slurpees at 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm. I discovered towards the end of my EBT adventures that you could get, if there was a Starbucks inside of the Safeway, you could get it.
Yeah.
And that was probably like my biggest
$5 a
ridiculous
day purchase,
spend. Other than that, I was buying actual groceries, chicken, vegetables.
But I think I was on it, then you got on it, because we had ended up moving separately. If you don't know this history, it's like 2012, 2011, something like that.
Somewhere around there.
And it was like 3 months each.
Mm-hmm.
I think I stayed on just over 4 months, and then they asked for more proof of employment. And I was
think
like,
it's every 3 months they ask you to like recertify or whatever the case is.
At the time. Now there are people who have only certified to get it. And then now
it just keeps coming.
It just keeps coming. So now this certification that's like, hey, you need to work 20 hours or do X, Y, and Z. And everyone's focusing on the work 20 hours. That's not your only option. You know it. Good rage bait. Enjoyable. Now go get the signatures. Like, go attempt to get a job. Do something of substance that isn't just feeding your children. That's what kills me, is that everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is bullshit. Why do I have to work for this thing that the government was already giving me? Like, this is entitlement. Like, you sound like you live with your mother and you're 45 years old. Except your mother wouldn't take you. And you're still 45 years old, having babies out here. That's your fault. Now fix it. Some of these people, and I hope at least 1%, will get off their asses and get a job or find employment. McDonald's is hiring and they're begging people in California.
I hold out hope.
$25 an hour.
I hold out hope that the people that are exploiting these benefits are on the smaller percentage of people that receive them. That's the hope that I hold out. Mm-hmm. That most people that have that.
I hope and I pray that at least 1% of the shitbags that I see online, because there's at least 100 a day that are posting these complaints that the U.S. government should still care for them. Like, they are not able-bodied people. If you can walk to the fridge, you could do 2 hours of work.
I think it's a joke
standing
to think
and
that
answering calls.
The government actually cares about anybody, really.
Yeah, I get that. But if you can stand and walk to the fridge and back for your pickles and whatever, then you can sit at a desk and answer 2 hours worth of phone calls a day. So if you can do that
I don't know, because I've worked in a call center, and
it doesn't have to be pleasant.
There is plenty of able-bodied, seemed mentally coherent, whatever, average people that could not hang.
Yeah, I don't care if they hang.
Even if they weren't
2 hours.
Even if they weren't overwhelmed by the quality of calls that they were receiving, they just didn't have it in them to maintain the how to answer the questions. They just couldn't retain the information themselves.
You're going to have to bleep out the N-word on this.
Oh, no.
But, so a woman named Ray Valentina, is apparently a very big rage baiter on X. She broke all fourth wall here and just went nuts, speaking her mind.
Watching all of these lose their EBT is hilarious. Nobody told these women to have multiple kids with multiple. And I also love how they're all saying that they're gonna commit a crime on camera. Shit, I'ma walk out with my shit and I ain't paying nothing. Y'all took my EBT. Okay, Shaniqua. You wouldn't have to steal if you were a productive person in society. And we all know do not fit that description. I think we should keep taking all of their benefits until they get up on their fucking feet. Stop depending on people to raise their EBT, and all these benefits are enabling and making these people even more entitled. You can see in the chimp outs, they think they're entitled to free shit. Well, I have a word for you, Daquan and Shaniqua. Just get up on your feet and work like a normal person. And maybe try having less kids.
This is only one, and I have found, what do they call them? Uncle Tom's, where they're like siding with stuff?
You'll find everything for any side of anything on the internet.
I was surprised to find a lot of people of color siding with me on this topic.
I think since that's getting bleeped, for the internet's purpose, they should be fully aware that woman was using the hard R version.
Yes, absolutely. She seemed very angry, and like, I think it was to like, maybe because she can. I don't know. She's a person of color.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe to get clicks or likes or whatever. But a lot of her videos are like that, speaking about the EBT lately.
I'd like to make a note that the average pair of steel-toed shoes is about $300.
Yeah,
and we make good money. I ain't even got a pair of shoes that's $300. That's reckless.
I have a pair of $300
yeah, you're
steel-toed
bougie.
boots. No, but I have steel-toed boots from when I did construction, and that was 9 years ago, when I was doing more construction work. Yeah. I have a pair of steel-toed boots.
What company you work with then?
RPI. Well, that's 10 years ago. But still, like, I have steel-toe boots.
You do.
That I spent 200 and something probably on 10 years ago.
Right.
And to this day,
that was a struggle bus, so those were on the cheaper end.
They were on the cheaper end, yeah. But if I need to go to work, I still have them. But the only time I put those on is not when I'm doing yard work. So why, on November 1st, wouldn't she just go to fucking work? I'll find her a job. Like that. She'll put in half the effort than what she would have to run through people with that helmet. And I guarantee she looked beautiful doing it, because all she'd have to do is put on some flats, nice little dress, like a Sunday dress, sit there and answer some fucking phone calls. No steel-toe boots, no helmet required. And she'll make more than SNAP benefits. Hopefully. I don't know what state she's in or what she's milking, or if she says she has 12 kids, but she really has 3. Because, I had a cousin once that got in pretty big trouble for that. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Fuck it. So my cousin had claimed a bunch of kids that didn't actually exist, and somehow got paid for years on taxes,
Dang,
EBT.
I thought he got caught almost instantaneously.
No, years. Even my brother got reamed into it for the tax side of things for a bunch of money. And I'm just saying.
So where was he claiming that? Okay, outside of taxes. I know the tax thing happened.
EBT and food stamps. Yeah. Because you got like so much per head, and you only had to bring in certain kids to verify identity.
California is about $200 a kid.
Oh, I can bring in this kid, and then I can bring in this kid, and then I can bring in this kid. And they don't take pictures of the kids because of privacy. So you're like, no, this is Jamarcus. This is Taronde. This is Dewan. This is Jelena. This is Jamal. Just make up some names. These are not real names. This is all for, privacy's sake. But I'm just saying, he said he had a bunch of kids, and like they paid him. So it went so long.
I'm trying to think, because I was only, after I had my daughter, I was only on food stamps for not even 6 months after she was born.
See, but your situation was different. You were in a violent situation where you had no housing.
And I was actively working the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. But you needed
I'm
assistance for, and we'll make this clear, you were not capable of breastfeeding at the time.
I was breastfeeding at the time.
I thought you stopped breastfeeding because of the stress, right? There was blood.
I breastfed for about the first 4 months of her life.
Okay. And then it became stress and you had to go to formula, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you needed the help, because if you don't know, formula is fucking outrageous, always will be, always has been.
Yeah, it's not getting any better. And outside of that, even when you're breastfeeding, the mother still has to take in a certain amount of nutrients in order to produce the milk to begin with.
And you were working nearly 30 hours a week.
It's always been for. I don't think I've ever worked a part-time job.
I thought the first one was like 30 something hours. Okay, but still 40 hours a week as a new mom, single. I wasn't there yet. Captain Savaho didn't show up. And it was the toughest time. So I understand staying on EBT for that.
My thing being is I'm trying to remember when I went to get food stamps at that point, what they required as far as her identity.
I don't think.
But that's 10 years ago now. I can't think back to.
I think it's elective for you to bring a birth certificate. And
I know at some point I did bring her, but I think that was just because.
That's the verification they require later, usually if you're on it for a time.
Right. But I think I didn't have the option. My parents work. He was him
at the time,
so.
But that's my point. They got away with these things for a period because there was always something to get them out of it. Hey, come in Wednesday, come in Thursday, but they're not going to shut you off. And especially in California, they give you a lot of leeway. Oh, it's with the mom. It's with this. I don't have them on this day yet. Yada, yada.
Whatever the case is.
Somehow they got away with this for a long time until finally somebody was like, you know what? I should make a house call.
Wow, I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah. DHS makes a house call.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Department of Health,
Human
Services. Yeah. So, and then they get caught up, and then it's like, oh, if you don't have these kids, how are they on your taxes? Oh, well, it says here, this person's on your claimed your kids because they're supporting them. Oh, so then it's like a 2023 tax fraud ring, and you're like, oh shit.
That sounds like prison. What
it's
was
a
the
fine,
repercussion?
My brother's white. Well,
so
yeah.
Your cousin's not?
Yeah, but he's married to a white lady who's technically Native American.
I would never take her for a white woman, but
she's been pale most her life. Just saying. But he's also a caregiver to a lot of children that do exist. Okay. So like, it's a fine. It's California. They want you to pay before you play. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So there's scams that people are running. And most of these women who are putting like, I'll be blah, 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 the loudest women like that are going to be the ones with the signs sitting on the corner in front of Walmart trying to protest in their helmet because they would be out of breath before they went past the freaking receipt checker.
Yeah.
She's a big bitch.
I mean, I'm one of those people, if I see a mom still in formula, no, I didn't.
Yeah,
but
you
bulk robbery is crazy.
Yeah, if I'd be the guy, I'm going to throw some elbows.
Yeah.
Because like catch an injury, at least if you're going to do, like, I'm not going to be the guy at Target who's like, let me stop the citizen and get
not my business.
The shit. Like, I don't care.
I ain't get paid for that.
But if you're in Walmart and there's a bunch of you doing this stupid shit, like it's some
if I'm there
TikTok
with my child and it
challenge,
becomes a physical threat to any degree, now
or we stay armed in Walmart, but that's,
yeah, it's not my business until you make it my business.
Yeah, but if I have to shoulder shrug or check, a 250-pound woman in a helmet, I'd like to see how far she can push me, or the opposite.
I wonder how far I could push you. Like if I really meant to push you, I still don't think you'd budge.
No, it'd be like Khaleesi. She's about as strong as you.
Yeah, she bounces back. Yeah. I think I'd bounce back.
Yeah. My 9-year-old has been working very hard to try and push me. And she's got some muscle behind it.
Yeah.
And because we feed her well, because we buy a lot of groceries with hard-earned
Yeah, she asked me the
Tax-paid
other day
money.
if she could pick me up, and I'm like, let's stand close to this freaking pillar that I can hug because I know you're going to be able to pick me up and I'm going to be terrified.
Yeah. Did she do it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
If toes
Yeah.
were off the ground.
She's getting there with her legs, but her arms are thick.
Yeah.
Because she eats well.
And she loves PE.
Besides all the drama and the EBT bullshit and the nightmare mommies and the drug riddled fathers that are on social media.
Whatever. Anyways, if I ran off and left you with these 2 kids, you'd probably pick up a problem.
I got enough alcohol in this house. I have let me clarify for social media. I have a collection of whiskey that I have had 2 ounces this year, 2 ounces in total of whiskey drunk, probably 2 glasses and a shot each this year. It is October.
Mm-hmm.
I've had 2 drinks.
I think
that
you made me
of.
one, and I've taken 2 sips of the one, whatever mixed concoction you made me.
Yeah, but that was last year. That was during Christmas.
That was last year?
Yeah, it was Christmas last year.
Okay, then I'm free and clear
That's
this
what I'm
year.
saying. I've sat and had 2 hard days where I was like, you know what, I need a drink. So I'm going to try out a new whiskey. And that's where I go and I buy a bottle of whiskey. And I'm like, you know what? Let me take my mind off this and catch a buzz.
See, I think that's where we're different. I think that's why things that have been problems for other people aren't necessarily a problem for me. It's because my one rule has always been, if I'm in a bad mood or I've had a bad day, I'm not going to do any mind altering substance, because that's how a problem starts.
See, I don't usually do that. It's one of those things I can shut it off usually very well.
Yeah.
Especially social media. I don't like fester with these EBT, people. This is just the main topic of all social media feeds this week.
Right.
Because we're coming down to the wire. It should be a very merry time because it's my fucking birthday, in which my wife surprised me with a fantastic fucking gift that I love.
Yeah, you were only supposed to try it on and give it back till your birthday, but here we are living your best life.
Yeah, that was the plan. But I personally don't seem to need a release. I got my TV shows and things I can zone out on. But I have found that if I just let go, and like the 90s dad who sat on his chair and watched the football game.
Al Bundy.
That is what everything just...
Ted Bundy, which one's the bad guy? And which
Bundy was the guy with the hands in the pen.
But was that Al or Ted?
That
one of
was
them's
Al.
a serial killer and one of them's a
One's Al
drunk
Bundy,
dad.
one's Ted Bundy. Either way, the Bundy,
Yeah.
And he's like, Peggy?
Yeah,
Peggy, I wouldn't put a shoe on you if you were the last woman on earth. No. That one. But I'd put your shoes on, don't worry. If I was a shoe salesman, I'd love those
yours
feet.
for you, so I would hope you would return the favor.
Yeah. But my releases are much easier. These men that are posting look like they need treatment before EBT. And it's sad, but that's the world we live in, and where these people are getting propped up, where it's one less bill to pay for, and then they have this extra income. And idle hands do the devil's work. As long as I stay busy, I will not relapse whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all these hobbies that I've built over time. I can build you a table. I can build you a countertop. I can build you a dress.
Make you a rug.
Yeah, I could build you a car. I could fix your electronics. I could make a rug. I could plaster your walls. For some reason, a man of many talents. I know. I'm married, ladies. But the point being, if I run out of things to do, the world has ended. And what's the point? Right?
Yeah.
I got kids. They'll always take up my damn time, even if I don't want them to. I like a field trip today, which was fantastic. Took my son to a field trip on Better News. Thank you for making it this far in the video. 2 days before my birthday, decided to take a day off because I'm still a little sick. I know, but it was supposed to be my day off, and I was going to go in anyway for a little bit. And I was like, I'll go in late because last night we decided that there was a lot of parents going to this field trip, and it wasn't...
Didn't want him left out.
I didn't want him left out. And thank God, because the only kid who was left out was the kid to leave out.
Oh, that's mean. He's a kindergartner. Relax.
Well, I could see why he was acting out because he was left out or because he acts out a lot. But everyone was saying that he acts out like that a lot. So I don't know. The impression was it was not the parents to have around. You know what I mean? Every other kid seemed like they dealt well with their parents there and whatnot. This kid was throwing legs and arms and trying to get people to. He got a girl square in the crotch when she was going down the slide and like hip thrusted her, like when he twisted, to smack her head against the metal slide. And everyone was just like, well, that's Blank's name, you know? And I'm like, that little cocksucker? Like, I'm going to judge the kid because, like, if that was my kid, he'd be ankle, we're going. You know, like that was wrong. Even CJ told him it was wrong and not nice. I didn't say a word to CJ. So proud dad moment. I'm sitting there, all the ladies with their Starbucks, and I was like, I fucking missed out. I should have grabbed a Starbucks. You
bring me a Starbucks.
I didn't have one. They had one.
You could have got one on the way home.
I could have, but I was having so much fun with my kid.
He would have wanted a Starbucks too, Dad.
You know what? You're right. I'm going to go get him a Starbucks tomorrow.
What about me?
Yeah, you can remind me later.
Ugh.
But so we had a blast. I made some lunches, did everything. I even had the LOL lunch pail.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was a hoot to all the moms. All of them loved it.
Oh no, I've left you unattended in public.
So then the teacher added me to the seesaw and updated my number, and all the moms were like, oh, you're going to love this. You should come to more. You would have hated it because
I'm just not
I was getting along with people. Yeah, I was very friendly. Yeah. And all the moms loved it and everyone was having a blast. And
I should have came. Maybe you could have made me a friend. Was there any other moms that look like they don't like people?
Hell yeah. There is a Spanish mom that owes me a recipe for like a pancake that has Nutella in it with some honey. I don't know, but they're sealed. She cooked them to where they were sealed, but it looks like a pancake taco. She promised to get me the recipe. So her, and then there was like a mother who was Middle Eastern. Her daughter, I believe, was upset because the boy of the Spanish mother was upset because he was crying about having a water and CJ had a soda. So then I offered the Pepsi and the Spanish mother, you know, and then she was like, oh no, because she's upset that he's upset because they're friends. And I was just having a conversation. But then it turns out the Middle Eastern mother was very upset because she did not have time to go out to the car and leave her kid alone. I was like, you can leave the kid here. Everyone is going to watch your daughter.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. But mommy needs to eat too. So you need to hurt. And she just rushed her and rushed her and rushed her like she was having a horrible day. I felt for her.
Oh, man.
And I was like, you can sit. She doesn't want to sit. She's just standing over her daughter. And I'm like, you don't understand the problems later on you're going to cause with this kid. Anxiety. And just the rush of like, go, go, go. That she can't even eat her lunch after having a fun day.
To this day, my dad will sit down and his whole dinner plate will be gone in 7 minutes. It does not matter how big it was. Nothing. Mm-hmm. And it's because in his childhood, it was sad to see because everyone was just staring at this. The Spanish mother was standing up because there wasn't a seat, but then there was a seat for the Middle Eastern mother. And, but she was just rushing this little girl in such a rude way after she had just had a little fit about her friend crying over a soda that he couldn't have, that I tried to give. That's why I got the Dr. Pepper, because I was just going to give him the Pepsi. Like, oh no, we'll share, you know, like. So sick of soda for these freaking kids.
Yeah, I promised him a soda with his lunch. Great. But I'm a spoiler. I get it. It's easier to spoil them than to deal with.
No soda mom.
There was plenty there, but they all had like organic juices and crazy stuff.
That's too much.
Okay, well, a lot of them were like
the pancake Hispanic mom with the no soda.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I knew the owner, so when I got there, we had a little conversation about screen protectors and parts, and his phone's doing great.
The guy who owns the location.
Yeah, Kent. But so I got to bring him a screen protector tomorrow. I had cut at the store today, but all in all, it was great. Except I don't think 5-year-olds should be going through a corn maze for 2 hours. Who decided that? And half the parents didn't even go through. So I cheated. And if this gets back to Kent, I'm sorry. I broke some corn stalks. But also, we're leaving red herrings for 90% women to try and follow instructions is a bad choice. because then they all follow the leader, who's the woman, who's the teacher, who is only following the signs because they usually follow a curriculum that's already printed out. So all instructions are being followed in circles. In circles. And then they're stuck in circles. And I'm like, I'm done with this. I jumped to the next one, got right out. I was just done. After an hour of going in, there was at least 8 roundabouts we went through.
That's
And
too big.
it's
That's
a
too
series. No. There's like 20 of them, but we went in like the last 8, and I kept saying, let's not follow the hints. And I think I have it on meta glasses too, because my glasses were dying.
Yeah, you sent me part of a video of something that was going on in there.
Yeah, but the rest of it was great. I had a blast, and then I went to work and dealt with shitty things and shitty options. But work is always shitty because you're dealing with other people's problems, and I don't tend to bring it home with me. But when I do, it's always great content. So, how was your week other than being sick?
My promotion announcement went out at work.
Oh yeah, she's making more money. Jealous.
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned. Stay tuned. See what that first check looks like, I guess.
Higher taxes. Yeah, you'll make less.
I'll go exempt. Catch me if you can.
If all these EBT mamas, or dependas, as we call it, EBT dependas, are...
Dependas is a military thing.
What do they call it? What do they call the EBT people? Yeah, just snap moms. If all these snap moms out here, going to be doing similar things, might as well mess with the tax code, see what you can benefit from. We fed up. We're going to storm that check on the 1st of the month and the 15th because we worked, 80 hours a week for.
What a day in the life of a life.
I know. It's so hard. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do more for you. I brought you home.
I wonder if I applied for food stamps right now, if I would just be auto-approved since, a lot of the workers aren't really working like that. And then when the EBT comes back up, if they would just accidentally give me some anyways.
We'll shoot.
Because then aren't I just really,
possibility.
if I'm a taxpayer and you are a taxpayer and I get EBT, aren't we just paying ourselves back?
I think people need to look inward to decide if they want to feed off of a system that they claim hates them forever and be dependent on a system that they say has oppressed them forever. Isn't that...
Uncle Sam been holding me down my whole life.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to depend on him. If he was holding me down, if I really felt that, I know I got my white privilege or whatever, but if I was a person of color, I would hate SNAP benefits. Because I would say, okay, this is part of the system that has held me down. I wouldn't want nothing to do with it. I'd have more pride.
No, I feel like you haven't really looked up the history of SNAP and where that started. You're not too far off. You accidentally hit right next to that nail in the coffin.
Educate me.
When people of color and women initially got their rights, there were still the employers and things that were not interested in giving them opportunities. So that's where DEI comes in as well. But on SNAP benefits, this was back when the Democratic Party was widely viewed as being the bad guys, right? Because
2024?
Well before
Okay,
this,
okay.
widely.
2016, 20. Okay, you get my point.
Civil rights movements.
Yeah.
Republicans
forever.
are the ones that everybody was fighting with for said rights. Democrats at that time were the bad guys. SNAP benefits came out as it was portrayed in a way like, let us help you. Let us right this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't the actual initial intention. It was to be like, well, if they depend on us, they're not going to try so hard to take these jobs from us hardworking old white men. They'll just
deal with it.
And so every now and again, you come across some billionaire or whatever that we don't know his name or his story or whatever. He just has all this money for no reason, right? When you get him to start talking about politics, he'll tell you he votes Democratic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because they give him just enough that they leave him alone.
Yeah, I think
So you get just enough benefits.
I think
to
that's what
shut
Elon.
up.
Elon Musk had said something to Joe Rogan on a podcast once like that.
I don't know. I never heard Elon say that,
No,
but I
because
don't
he was
follow him.
a Democrat for a while, and then it was I believe it was Elon Musk. But the craziest part of the idea of that is that there's no pride in being on the bottom. Like they have no pride, because for me, when I was down and out, I didn't want to be on the bottom rung. And there is a sickness that comes with being there, where the longer you're there, the more comfortable you make it, the more you start to tell yourself you're at the top of the ladder.
Which is valid, because I remember when I first got food stamps when I was 18, 19, and I got qualified for the full 200, which was the max a single person.
Yeah.
I had won the lottery.
You're going to tell me?
Cash me outside.
Yeah, calling that number.
And
checking on your benefits.
Then my jobs over the years got better. I eventually graduated college. My jobs got even better after that. But it's when you've never had anything, that little bit is a fucking lot. So if you've never seen $1,000 in your bank account that you worked for, 200's winning.
Oh, I know.
Absolutely.
I understand. So, we were neck and neck there with, I think the most I had ever had in my bank account was 5,000 when I got out of the military.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
From then on, it was like my high point was 750 when I cashed my unemployment check until I got a job. And then it was like, all right, 800, but then taxes, And I'm like, oh, some weeks are like 802 and some are like 750. And I'm like, oh, I worked less or more or whatever.
Yeah. I think it was probably 2009, and one of my best friend's brothers had just gotten out of the military, and he needed a ride up to the Walmart to cash his check because he got his final paycheck and whatever from the army. And it was like $1,400, but that was a lot of money. So me, my friend, her brother, and one other friend. And so we walk up into the Walmart. He goes into the check cashing. He walks out with about $1,400 in his hand, and we're all just staring at him. It's like, we will rob you right now, dude. Like, it was jokes, but that was a lot of money to us,
Yeah, the good old days. It's crazy to think. The times have changed so much that people are excited about being dependent on the U.S. government for the rest of their lives.
If you don't know any different, you can't miss what you've never had. You can miss what you have had. So if you've had that the whole time,
then people need to change their algorithms. That's the problem. Get off social media, touch grass. Look across your, even if you live in a shitty neighborhood, I guarantee one of your neighbors across the street has something that you don't. Something. Whether it's a loving relative or a car or new pair of shoes, something. Somebody has something you don't or you want. Because that's human nature. We always look and see what we don't have. We'll look at something and be like, oh, that's nice. I want that. It's just, okay, we're seekers of a sort. So then how do you get it? If your first fucking guess is somebody needs to help me get this, you got a problem.
Somebody who's rather popular yet controversial on the internet, so I don't want to name names, but he said when he was growing up, he grew up poor as well, and now he's made a lot of money for himself. So growing up, he would hear that like billionaires and stuff are taxed at a much lower rate. They take home a much greater percentage of their money. And so everybody was like, boo, eat the rich, F them, tax them. And he's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, no, leave it alone. He's like, I'm just going to become rich. What the fuck? And then they're not going to tax me neither. You're arguing the wrong thing.
Does this person like makeup?
No.
Well, all right, everybody. Thank you for, liking, sharing with your friends. If you do give a shit about tomorrow's, impending EBT apocalypse and you want to protect your local Walmarts, just go shopping. Put on your steel toe boots, a couple of shoulder pads, and be a helpful neighbor to the door blockers that are needed near you. Or you could just go there with a camera and just see some very obese people trying to steal their carts full of food, running out with their steel toe boots that they don't know how
in
to tie.
California, they're doing that anyways, but they just walk straight out. There's no need.
They say there's going to be a giant blue wave of Walmart people being shoved out the doors.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the people who work there.
There's going to be elderly people.
I don't even necessarily care about protecting Walmart as a corporation because boo.
I care about the workers in our town.
Workers, yeah.
And, if you enjoy this type of content and us bitching about the craziness that's on the internet, let us know below, and we'll see you next week.
Life can be super happy, life can be super sad. I'm trying super hard to separate the good and bad. I go back to my future just to get to my past. But knowing me, my DeLorean will